When last we wandered these myriad plains. Don't sweat it, Mort. From the looks of her, I'm probably saving you from dying twice.
May a pox shrivel your innards. You have the stinking fashion sense of a goat herd, and you're twice as ugly.
And still, we journey on.
There should be...
I'm gone.
And I think we may have seen... Yeah, we need to talk to this lady here. Hit spacebar to pause. See if we can get a word in edgewise as she's running. Ingress. You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty. Her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. It looks melted, like wax exposed to a great heat. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
What is you want me?
The woman's accent is thick, and you are having difficulty making out what she is saying.
You want me to leave? Not live in this city, so I'm not. I can't. Tried. It's not a city. It's a prison everywhere. Everywhere. There's worlds, there's... Her eyes gleam madly. Plains that be sinking sands, fields 30 nettles be. Sightless worlds where your limbs are given life and hate. Cities of dust whose people are dust and whisper ash. The house without doors, the twilight lands, the singing winds, the stinging winds. She starts to sob quietly, but she seems all out of tears. And shadows, the terrible shadows there be. Where are these places? Where's them places? She flings the lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape. They's all here be. Doors, here to everywhere. Doors? What do you mean? You're not knowing this. She squints at you, and her teeth start chattering. Tell you I will. Beware every space you walk through or touch in this thrice-cursed city. Doors, gates, arches, windows, picture frames, the open mouth of a statue, the spaces between shelves. Beware any space bound on all sides. All these are doors to other places. What do you mean? Every door has a key, it does, and with this key they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal, a picture frame becomes a portal, a window becomes a portal. All eager to take you someplace else, they steal you away. She raises the lump of her right hand. And sometimes what's on the other side takes part of you as a tithe. What are these keys? The keys number as many as the doors of this city. Every door a key, every key a door. Her teeth start chattering again as if she is cold. And a key is anything. It may be an emotion, an iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers. A thought 3 times, and then thought once in reverse, or it may be a glass rose. And these are all keys that open these doors.
Updated my journal.
Yes. Her teeth start chattering and she clenches her mouth closed and squints her eyes. Yes, can't leave. How did you get here?
Updated my journal.
She seems to calm slightly, and her eyes take on 1,000-league stare. Came from a place from here, almost a life ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with 2 dead trees that had fallen together. A brilliant door opened to space between the crossed trees. Showed me the city on t'other side. I stepped through, ended here. Why can't you go back? Tried. She tries to sob again, but no tears come. Tried. All doors here lead to other places. She shudders and grips her melted right hand. Went through thrice 10 portals, some a purpose, some a accident, none of them right. Can't find a way back. There must be a portal that can take you back. Can't even leave here. The square. And there, the place of death behind the gate waits for me.
She points at the mortuary behind the gate, then turns back to you, her face desperate.
Can't go anywhere in this city.
You can't go anywhere. What do you mean?
Anything could be a door. Any arch there, any door here could be a portal. Don't know the key. Could get us sent to another horrible place.
Her teeth start chattering again.
Got to stay away from the closed spaces. All could be doors. Could have a key on me, and I might not be knowing it.
You're afraid to go through any door or arch because it might be a portal? She nods, her teeth chattering. How long have you been afraid of this? She squints.
Since the last time I walked through the last portal to place where my hand...
She stops.
Since my 10th turning. I'm in my 4th 10th turning that now.
Her teeth begin chattering again. 30 years. You haven't walked through any door for 30 years? Her vision seems to clear slightly. She looks up at you, her teeth still chattering. To be too afraid to walk through any door. That's... She smiles. Her teeth aren't chattering because she is cold. They are moving around inside her mouth, her gums twisting as the teeth shift about. They rise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle against each other. What? She hisses at you.
Only takes one portal you steps through accident to drive the fear into you. I went through thrice 10, lost my hand, burned my flesh, lost my sense.
She looks at her feet.
No more. No more.
I'm sorry. If I can find some means to help you, I will. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
So there is a quest that we may be able to complete to help that poor lady
Done.
to find her way home without suffering any further. Let's talk to the post here. This filthy-looking corpse is in sad shape. Its shoulders are slumped, and one of its legs is broken, causing it to lean to one side. Stains cover it from head to toe. Judging from the smell and the texture, the stains run from rotten fruit to mud and bird droppings. To add to the indignity, graffiti has been carved into its body, and several notices have been nailed into its chest, back, and head. Well, let's examine the corpse. Despite the many stitches, the corpse's rotting skin is peeling in several places, revealing long stretches of muscle and bone. You'd guess that this zombie is frequently used as target practice. The fruit and mud stains aside, some of the tears in the skin still have rocks and bits of glass lodged in them. One wicked-looking cobblestone is still embedded in the side of its head. Well, let's pry that cobblestone out and get some experience in the process. You grab a hold of the cobblestone and pull it out of the corpse's head. Traces of brain matter and rotting flesh slowly drip from it. It looks like whatever was in its head turned to ooze long ago. Well, let's examine the corpse again, shall we? Yes, we got skin, peeling. We're going to examine the graffiti and notices. A number of the leaflets have been ruined by the rain, but some of them are still legible. One tacked to its back is from something called the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. The one on its forehead looks like a bill of fare for a restaurant. One on his chest looks like an official notice, and another appears to be some sort of want ad. Let's examine the graffiti. The graffiti runs from obscenities about the dustman to slogans glorifying what appear to be local gangs. One piece of graffiti catches your eye. Someone has carved the name Farad on the corpse's left arm, then slashed an X across it. Examine the other notices. Let's look at the post for Office of Vermin and Disease Control. To those hive citizens wishing gainful employ with the most honorable and generous sigil government, spelled in really weird ways, inquire forthwith at Office of Vermin and Disease Control to help stem plague of brain rats. Bounties paid. Copper given for each rat tail brought. Tails must be genuine and from rat only. No cat, dog, or fiend tail accepted. Office several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate in Lower Hive. Ask for official inspector in charge, the respected Phineas T. Lort, the 39th. Examine the other notices. Examine the bill of fare. Someone has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust Bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read as the words Smoldering Corpse Bar have been scrawled in charcoal over the bill. Smoldering Corpse Bar. The zombie immediately jerks its left arm upwards and points far to the southeast. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. So this guy points the way to these notices. Reminds me of a job I once had. He seems embarrassed. Well, I mean, without the arms. I wonder if this would work with the other notices. Well, let's see if it will instead work with the graffiti. Farad.
Updated my journal.
Haha! The zombie immediately jerks its left arm upwards and points far to the west and downwards. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. So, Farad is to the west and downwards, like down into the ground, I'm guessing. Let's examine the corpse further, or the other notices. Yes, the other notices. Next, let's look for the official notice. Public notice. By the order of the Judiciary Council and in accordance with the citizenry of Sigil, let it be known, those defacing a registered servant of the Dustman, either by graffiti, malicious attack, or by posting notices, will constitute felonious assault, and the perpetrator will be answerable for the vandalism of said servant. By the order of the Hall of Speakers. What other notices do you have, Corpse? There is a want ad. What do you want? Ad? Wanted. Able-bodied person willing to investigate a matter of the utmost importance to the Dustman cause will offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said task. Interested parties inquire with Initiate Naroch. I guess that's Naroch. Gathering Dust Bar. And where is this bar? The zombie immediately jerks its left arm upwards and points west to the building before you. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. Thanks. And that will be our next location. Well, here we are, splicing episodes together again. Unfortunately, I have had the flu for 2 weeks straight here, and I'm just now getting over it. My voice is still a little bit gone, so I'm going to try to take it a bit easy on the whole voice acting thing. But hopefully we will have some fun anyway, if we can get these guys to walk into the bar.
What are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
You don't like this place, do you, Mort? Why is that? Can we talk to you about it? Oops. No. Select. Darn it. Select. Talk. Let's speak to Mort.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Let's ask Mort for some advice since he thinks we shouldn't be in here. We're definitely going to stick around in here and see what's going on, but I would like to see what Mort has to say about it. Well, here's how I see things. Go on. I think you should try and root out this Farod wherever he's set up Kip. You wouldn't have had those directions tattooed on your back if he didn't have some inkling of what was up with you. One of the locals around here has to know where he is. Well, we've already found out where he is. Let's just keep looking then. The post outside pointed us in that direction if I remember correctly. See, we've got Dustman, Seer the Skeptic, Zombie Workers, we've got Mortai Gravesend, and more unnamed Dustman, Neroach, and Awaiting Death. Huh. Let's talk to Neroach first. I think he's the one that they said was looking for answers for the Dustman. You see a spindle-thin dustman in dirty black robes. His stiff black hair springs forth from his skull like a crown of spikes, and his leper-white skin is drawn sharply across his skull. He is frowning into his drink and mumbling to himself. Greetings. The dustman looks up, blinks once, then looks you up and down, studying you. As he studies you, he takes one of his spiked locks and points at himself with it. Neroach, Initiate, Dustman, Guard. We are going to ask about the posting outside, but first, let's see if we can uncover some answers. Can I ask you some questions? Neroach shakes his head, then gazes back down into his drink. Oh, well, is anything wrong? You look troubled. Neroach touches his face and traces the shape of his frown with his finger. Troubled, yes. What's wrong? The dustman looks you up and down. Many troubles have I. Help can you. A mausoleum awakes. The dead walk. The dead disturbed. The dustman disturbed. Find out what disturbs the undead, and copper coins will I pay. Very well. Where is this mausoleum?
Updated my journal.
Neroach nods. Mausoleum by Dustman Memorial. Go north and west from Black Monument. Go to Arch, and a semicircle over your heart with this finger make. He wiggles the index finger on his right hand. To the mausoleum, go you will. All right, Yoda. I'll look into it. Farewell. Now, we will ask him about the posting. Well, maybe we need to step away and then approach again. Oh. You see Neroach, he is pulling at one of his spikes of hair and using it to scratch a spot in his face. You can't help but think he'd look a lot better with dreadlocks. Leave him alone. Oh well, apparently we need to complete that quest for him before we can speak with him again. Fair enough, I suppose. Let's speak with Mortai. Oh, this place is bigger than I thought it was. This tiny, wizened man is dwarfed by his huge dustman robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature. Although he looks to be in his late 90s, this man is extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously, and his eyes dart around the bar like a bird's. Greetings. The man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure, and he gives a slight nod in greeting. Hail and well met, traveler. You look like one who is just getting their sigil legs about them. He trails off. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow. Possibly. Are you certain it was me? Maybe I was mistaken. Mortai shakes his head. Well, no matter, no matter. How is it that Mortai Gravesend may help you? Do you seek? He clucks his tongue as he speaks. The contract, perhaps? Contract. The contract? Why, it is but a simple transaction. From the depths of his huge robe, Mortai pulls forth a dusty parchment and a quill pen. I give you 50 commons. In return, after death, the Dustman faction may claim your remains. He smiles, then clucks his tongue. What use will you have for them at that point, anyway? This is an interesting proposal here. We can get some money for signing over our earthly remains posthumously. The thing is, we never really die. What do the Dustmen do with the body? Mortai holds up his hands, as if he doesn't know. What does it matter? It is of no consequence when you pass on. It matters to me. Well, if you must know, oft-times nothing is done with the body, and it is we, the Dustmen, who have wasted all that money. More fools us. Mortai gives a light smile, then looks apologetic. But, rarely, there are times when the workers in the mortuary need to be replaced, and then we may have a need for your body. You mean I'll be animated as a corpse and put to work in the mortuary? That doesn't sound good. But no harm is done, no pain. Mortai raises a finger, as if to emphasize the point. And there is no danger. In exchange for money you can spend in this life, you merely have to give us something that you will have no need of anyway, once you have died. Mortai taps his chest. I signed the contract myself, if you must know. I shall have no need of my body when I pass on. All right, let's make a little coin then. Very true. Very well. I'll sign. Excellent, excellent. Mortai looks overjoyed. With a thin smile, he places a dusty sheet of parchment and the quill pen in front of you. You shall not regret it. He jabs his finger at 3 points on the page. Sign here, here, and here, and our transaction is concluded. All right. Sign there, there, and there. 500 experience, too. That's nice. You take the quill in your hand, and you begin to scratch your signature into the parchment. The quill pen makes a strange screeching noise as it touches the parchment, like a dagger riding on steel. Continue. As you try to sign the parchment, however, you notice that it seems to be shifting beneath your pen. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to sign your name. The contract seems to twist from being a dusty piece of parchment to something alive. Mortai, what's with this contract? When you glance up to speak to Mortai, you see that his face has been replaced with that of a grinning skull. The rest of the bar seems to stop, the patrons falling silent, freezing like statues. Mortai opens his mouth, and a wisp of dust trails from inside the skull. Mortai. With a rasp, the death's head speaks, dust streaming from its teeth. Sign, but remember, everything has its price. And what can change the nature of a man? The words are ragged, dead chorus as if being spoken by 5, 10, 20, 100 voices, old, young, female, male, desperate, calm, hysterical. Nature of a man. As you speak the words, suddenly you feel faint, and the next thing you hear is Mortai's voice, normal, and his hand upon your shoulder. Sir, Are you all right? He laughs uneasily. I thought I'd lost you for a moment.